In the quiet outskirts of London, where the mornings are wrapped in mist and the nights feel colder than they should, there lived a girl named Seren. She wasn't known by anyone. She didn't belong to wealth or comfort or dreams. She belonged to survival. Seren lived in a small, fragile house with her only family, her mother. Her mother was very ill.
Saren, my
Each
dear.
breath she
Mother,
took was
are you
heavy.
here?
Each cough felt like it took a piece of her life
It
away.
hurts so
And
much.
yet,
Please,
there was no
hold
money
on.
for medicine.
I can't lose you.
Every morning, before the sun could rise, Seren would wake up quietly, careful not to disturb her sleeping mother. She would pick up her basket of fresh roses and walk all the way to the railway station, step by step, in the cold. The station was always crowded, people rushing, trains arriving, voices everywhere. But in the middle of all that noise, Seren stood still. "Fresh roses, beautiful roses," she would say softly. Some people smiled at her, some ignored her. Most walked past her as if she didn't exist. But she still smiled, because she had to, because somewhere at the end of that long day, her mother was waiting. At night, she returned home, counting the small coins in her hand, barely enough for food, never enough for medicine. She would sit beside her mother, hold her trembling hands, and whisper, "I'll make everything okay,"
It hurts so.
even though she didn't know how.
Here.
Far away from that life stood a palace, grand, beautiful, untouchable, and inside it lived Prince Adrian. Adrian had everything: servants who obeyed him, rooms filled with gold, a kingdom waiting for him. But there was one thing he didn't have: love. One day, the queen called him. Her voice was firm. "If you wish to sit on the throne, you must marry." Adrian didn't like that. "I won't marry someone I don't love," he said. But the queen didn't change her decision. Confused, frustrated, Adrian went to the only person he trusted, his best friend, Niv. After hours of talking, silence filled the room. And then Adrian spoke. "What if we don't need love? What if we find someone, a poor girl, someone simple? We train her to become a princess. Mother will accept her, I take the throne, and we pay her for helping us." It wasn't a perfect plan, but it was a plan. The next day, they searched across the city until they reached the railway station, and that's when they saw her, Seren, standing quietly, holding roses, her face tired, yet beautiful. They walked up to her and told her everything: the plan, the money, the role. Seren's expression changed, her eyes filled with anger. "I'm not someone you can buy," she said. And just like that, she turned away.
That night, Seren returned home. Her mother's condition had worsened. The coughing didn't stop. The pain didn't stop. Seren held her close and looked at the coins in her hand. Not enough. Still not enough. That night, she didn't sleep. She thought about her mother, about her life, about the offer. And by morning, she had made her choice. She ran to the station, waited. Hours passed. Hope slowly faded until evening came. And then she saw them. "I'll do it," she said. And from that moment, her life changed. She learned to walk slowly, gracefully. She learned to speak, talk politely, elegantly. She learned to eat, how to sit, how to smile without fear. At first, she failed again and again, but she never gave up. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and slowly something beautiful began to grow. Friendship, laughter, and love. Saren fell in love with Adrian without even realizing it. Then came the day of the trial, the grand ballroom. Adrian gave her a beautiful gown. When she wore it, she looked like she belonged to royalty. They entered the ballroom. Everyone stared. They looked perfect together. But inside, Saren was nervous. The food, the people, the pressure, it was too much. She made mistakes. She ate without control. She stumbled during the dance and fell. Sharp silence. Adrian was furious. They left immediately. The next day, Saren felt broken, but she didn't quit. She trained harder than ever, every step perfect, every word precise. And slowly, Adrian began to believe in her again. Months later, she was ready. They entered the palace. She danced beautifully, spoke gracefully, smiled confidently. The wound was impressed, the kingdom approved, and soon they were married. But the next day, everything changed. Adrian handed her a bag of gold. "Thank you," he said. That was it. Saren's voice trembled. "I love you." Sharp silence. But his answer was rejection. She left, crying, broken. Back home, she took care of her mother, bought medicine, and slowly her mother recovered. Months passed. Saren opened a flower shop. Her life became peaceful again, but her heart still remembered him. And in the palace, Adrian wasn't happy, because now he knew what he had lost. One day, Niv said, "She's getting married." And in that moment, everything became clear. Adrian ran through streets, through crowds, calling her name, until finally he found her, in her flower shop, smiling. "Saren," she turned. Tears filled her eyes. "I was wrong," he said. "I love you." She cried and stepped into his arms. Behind them, Niv smiled. "I lied," he said. "She's not getting married." And this time, there were no lies, no deals, no pretending. Only love.